Song.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Right? To the confused in the face, join unto our ranks, all our fellow laborers, and to the few that are listening and learning. This is your brother Malcolm. I'm from the rank to the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And my man Kapatiza. And we're going to go into a quick lesson on the Hametic theory and how it's just a big false lie. Because what happens is these Edomites, what they do, they're classifying people from the so-called Middle East and North Africa, and including those of them who are actually of Hamite lineage. And even though they be darker than Kapatiza, they're still labeled as white when they come here to America. All right, there's a video on YouTube about that, about a man, a professor, who lost his job because he had an afro, he was darker than you, and he didn't want to be referred to as a white man. And so they done labeled him. So first they say it's by color, and then all of a sudden it's not. Which is it, man? It's a bunch of confusion and it's a lie. Okay? First they use the curse of Ham as an excuse for slavery for the Negroes, right? And then they turn around and claim to be Hamites, right? They claim that because when you watch their movies, they're the Canaanites, they're the Philistines, the Canaanites and the Philistines were Hamites, all right? And you know why they started doing that? Because in the 1800s, the discovery, the late 1800s, the 1800s or the late 1700s, the discoveries of the pyramids and all the dark faces that are around and upon them prove that they were dark people. So, and white supremacy was at its highest at that point. So this put a hole in the white supremacy doctrine that a Negro couldn't rule, they couldn't build, they couldn't do anything like that. And all of a sudden you had this great civilization with all these artifacts that were saying different. So that's when they came up with the Hametic theory. And you can look that Hametic theory up, man. It's an actual theory that's taught in theologian schools. All right, they teach this. So like I said, first they use the curse of Ham as a proper excuse for slavery. Then they turn around in their movies and in their books, you know, and in their sources of information, say that they are the Hamites, and they do that by visual image, like the Ten Commandments. Every time you watch a movie and you see what's his name? Charlton Heston. No, but the guy who played the Philistine who fought David, Goliath. Every time you see Goliath in a cartoon, in a movie, in a book, or on television, you see him as a Caucasian person, so-called. All right, you see him with Edomite features. All right, but yet. So it's a bunch of confusion because we know the Philistines are son of Ham, and even the Zardavins. Do we have a Mike Allah? Read that, and then we're going to go into the scriptures, and it's going to be real fast. All right? Because I tried to do this morning, but somebody was there being a demon and messed it all up, so I had to do it in the street.
It says out of the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. All right, it says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Right, so they made a complete difference, but guess what? This was something that they meant for evil, which really was good for us.
Right.
They fell into their own trap on that because this definition was really created to support the Hametic theory.
Right.
Because what they were trying to say is that all the Negroes came from sub-Saharan dark people, and that the people in the north, the Egyptians and stuff, they were Edomites. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
That even though they're dark skinned like us though, they're the same as we.
Pathetic.
It's crazy.
That's pathetic.
So that's where that definition really comes from, and what made me want to do this. Well, I was watching the brother in South Carolina, GMS Bible teacher, all right, and you have this Edomite roll up on him and try to come with the Hametic theory, basically saying that you're a Hamite, and started reading the scriptures about Canaan being a slave to Japheth. And so, wait a minute, you're not Japheth, you Edom.
Right.
So everything that they're teaching is bugged out. All right, but read it again.
This is Ham, out of the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. The definition for Ham. It says, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
So which proves, and they told the truth right there. But the power behind it, the conspiring idea behind it, was all based off a lie.
Right.
But and it came back to bite him in the ass, because now they use it, and the reason, because he was live when he was teaching, and what he was trying to do is that a young brother kept putting that definition on the comment board. He was like, yeah, well, it's a good definition, but you gotta be able to prove that through the scriptures. All right, and so I understood what the brother was trying to say, but I don't think the brother knew this history, and most people don't. That definition was really designed to support the Hametic theory, because what they were trying to say is that the dark people in the north, well, they really weren't Hametic. It's just those sub-Saharan people, and they were trying to say that the Negroes came out of those sub-Saharan. No, all the people in Africa are all the sons of Ham.
That's right.
So that's a bold-faced lie, man.
That's right.
That's a bold-faced lie. As a matter of fact, let me get one scripture, then you bring out whatever you got. When you go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, you know what I want, the one about Philistines. Yeah, it's 10 and I'm gonna read verse 6 first. This is 10 and 6 in Genesis, and it says, and the sons of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Those same dark races that he just read in that definition, that proves that they're a dark race, but they're not Negroes. They're a different dark race. They teach in the schools that Negroes and Africans are the same, and they're not. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie that they've been teaching is true. All right. So now that we got that understood, let's go to verse 14, and it says, and actually I'm gonna start at 13, because these are the sons of Mizraim, right? Who or Mizraim, which the Egyptians came out of, the same people who enslaved the Israelites. That Israelites were being confused for. Okay? So in verse 13 it says, Mizraim begot Ludum and Anim and Labam and Naphtahim and Pathrushim and Kashem, and out of whom came Philistim. All right? And Philistim, when you look that up, that's talking about Palestine, the Palestinians. So the true Palestinians are not the people that are there now, the Ishmaelites that are there now. All right? The Mohammedans, when Muhammad took over that whole part of the region, that region, the real Philistines were sons of Ham. All right? Of his son Mizraim. All right? Which, if you go and look up that latest video of the latest, I think it was almost a year ago today. They dug up, well, wasn't even a year ago, it was less than a year ago. They dug up a 5,000-year-old tomb and opened it up, and it's all full of dark people.
Gone.
All right, and this is recent archaeological find. Wow. All right, proving that the Egyptians were a dark race of people. Whatever you got, brother, we gonna wrap it up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
All right, he didn't say equal to, he said above.
No, that was it. You know, hey, we're a different species. It's like it. We're a different race of people. All right, we're a whole different breed. And I was looking for what was that? He does put a difference between
Amos. I think that's Amos. 9 and 2, I believe, or 9 and. I'll find it. That's an Amos.
And I got another one, because this is Esau. This is Psalms chapter 58, verse 2. It says, yeah, in heart you work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Right, they just speak lies, man. All right, just like Epstein. And I called that 2 weeks ago. I said, this dude gonna come up dead because he didn't drop too many. He dropped both Hillary and Bill Clinton.
And Trump.
And Trump, right. And a couple royal family members, too.
Yep.
All right, so I was wondering how this was going to play out. I said, well, they ain't killed him yet. But then when I found out that they weren't going to let him out of prison, Yabashim Hashab brother. When I realized they weren't going to let him out, I said, yeah, they about to off this dude. All right? And because Esau's just a liar. So now that they can sweep that under the rug, and now all these high-profile Edomites don't have to be found out, and they can just go back to using Orgy Island, I'm sure, Pedophile Island, you know, at their pleasure, and that's all a myth, and it was a conspiracy, and blah blah blah. All right, but this is Amos 9:7, and it reads, "Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel?" So basically, the Lord, there's a physical thing about the Ethiopians and the Israelites and the Hamites were very similar. Why? Because they were dark people with woolly hair for the most part. All right, for the most part, and the artifacts is proof to that. All right, but you best believe the same way that the Edomites wore and killed each other. All right, they were the same race. The Israelites and the Hamites warred and killed each other, but they were not the same race. They're two different sets of people, man. All right, you got something else, brother?
I'm still looking for that. The Lord does put a difference. Exodus 11:7. I'm looking at Deuteronomy 11:7. Okay. This is Exodus 11:7.
And remember, Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian, and so was Moses. Moses grew up in the house of Mizraim.
Right.
So what that meant is that the Israelites had to look like Mizraim. And we just, come on, man.
Come on, man.
All right.
This is Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that you may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
There it is, man. So with that, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Wa Abba Ba.